trees they are singing to the tune of a song, and the wind is gently ringing the bell that brings the morning, the welcome of the dawn. The voice of the robin, the call of the dove, the red leaves are falling, the barn owl is calling, the welcome of the dawn. The dogs will be howling in the early morning light. All are happy to be out in the ending of the night, the welcome of the dawn. The nights are turning colder, soon the falling of the frost. Soon the summer will be over, you feel the change is closer at the welcome of the dawn. The trees they are singing to the tune of a song, and the wind is gently ringing the bell that brings the morning, the welcome of the dawn. Though the warm days are over, they are not forever gone. Like the dust brings summer, brings the fall, it won't be long till harvest comes. Morning brings the welcome of the dawn. Daylight is calling, welcome of the dawn.
Howdy, Pat. Howdy. Are you, quick question. Are you getting on duty or not? All right. If you could take Mr. Jet here on his first ever patrol, I'd greatly appreciate it. Just maybe to some of the towers, have him lead, see how he does in navigation. He also does not have a horse.
Oh shit.
I can run really fast.
Okay, I'm gonna give you like $40.
Now I have a Tennessee Walker. I could actually hand him the deed if you wanted it.
That could work. But I think you still need $100 for the deed.
Yeah, I have $100 on me. I'd be willing to donate that.
Whoops, you haven't been hearing me this whole time.
I just gave him 40.
No,
Wanna
perfect.
give him,
No.
Sorry, chat.
If that seems appropriate.
I have $105 in my pocket. I've got more than enough if...
Or you should just go get a Criollo or something up in the stables there. It's a good horse.
Wait. How much are they? Are they less than 100?
I think they're just about 100, I think.
Oh, well, I'll go and take a look now.
You're thoroughbred. Thoroughbreds are good too.
Thoroughbred.
Standard bred.
Yeah.
I'll take a look. I'll see what we can get.
All right. Well, Pat, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hill.
Then let's
A recruit without a horse, though, that's the first.
That's that.
Yeah, that is a first. I don't know how we got here.
I don't know either. Did you maybe get a ride from somebody? Like, what the fuck?
Maybe. We're gonna go on a
apply to
search.
the Rangers. Okay.
I'm not sure. It's a good question.
That has me a little awestruck, I'll be honest.
Fair enough. It's his first day. Go easy on him.
I mean, never.
Fair enough.
Till the morning we go. Oh, I think one.
Careful out there. Go easy on a recruit. A recruit with no horse? Nah, fam. Nah, bro. Alright. Let's see, what is the most efficient patrol for towers? Like, I would just start with the annoying one out west. Then go to Manzanita. You skip Strawberry because everybody knows the Strawberry. Then maybe go for Emerald Tower.
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I have to learn how to be patient first.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy. Congratulations on your first horse.
Thank you.
I see you did not get a saddle,
There's a bit
though.
of a lack of saddle. on
No,
that horse.
I couldn't afford one.
Oh boy.
Let me finish the paperwork on it, Charlie.
Oh, thank you.
Do you mind taking the
Okay, back to the stables.
Yeah,
Appreciate
go
it.
get a saddle.
this file? Just tell me what you think about everything I've put down then on either of this.
looks good.
This recruit has been very interesting thus far.
Right.
Had no horse, and now that he has a horse, had no saddle.
Alright.
I
I mean, he said he couldn't afford it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just wondering if he doesn't have a horse or a saddle, does he have a decent weapon? Does he have? I don't know.
We can make sure of that. We can get him a Lancaster or something.
Yep.
Alright. Which
At
recruit
least the
is that,
one
by the way, with
thing
the new
about,
horse?
That I've yet to establish.
Right.
Just kind of made sure that if he's gonna be on patrols with us, he at least have some transport.
How was he getting around? How has he applied without having a horse?
I have no clue.
Right.
I woke up a couple minutes ago. I'm catching up.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna lay my head down and you get to do that, Therese. You're welcome. I've had my my share of recruit shenanigans in the past 2 days.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Like how I think it was Lee was running into northern tall trees with a carbine repeater.
Oof. That's
That is something.
rough.
Yep.
Look at that. That's looking good.
Yep, much better.
Alright.
Okay. Let me just archive that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's your name, your recruit?
Jet.
Jet. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm, Ranger Ellie Rose.
Nice to meet you, Ellie Rose.
Is this your first, patrols and search and rescues?
It is, yep. I've not done a single
Alrighty.
thing yet.
Alrighty. Let's go talk about your equipment and everything, and we'll make sure you're ready for patrols and search and rescues.
Also, the handbooks, if that hasn't happened yet, please.
I'll hand those over now. Yeah.
I think
Alright,
that's a follow
step
sound.
aside.
Thank you for the follow.
Yep.
Whoever it was, thank you.
Alrighty, So, I'm gonna need you to stick them up.
Okay. I just want to know for the record that I really like beans.
I can see that. Okay. Cattleman, repeating shotgun, nation, 2 medical bags, bandages. This is pretty good. And a pockets too. Okay. I'm gonna go get you a last
Oh,
friend
shit.
of mine. In the future, when you manage to, we're gonna want to get you a slightly better sidearm. But otherwise, this is pretty decent. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I would also recommend that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. No, I can buy one. For $15. I think I have enough, right? Thank you.
No problem. Okay, I'm gonna quickly pop into the lodge and grab something, and then I might be able to take you on a patrol.
That sounds great.
Do you have a horse brush and snacks for your horse?
That I don't know. I need to
I
buy a
would,
horse brush.
yeah, quickly go grab a horse brush and some sugar cubes.
Okay.
Grab my pocket here.
Go away, horse.
Ciao. Hey, Militia. Welcome in. Very good to have you. Hope you're doing well.
All right. Do you have sufficient pain medication?
I wasn't keeping any.
Right. I'm brewing up some tea. I'll be right back. Ellie, you keep watch, please.
Yeah. What happened, if you don't mind? I've heard the name. He hurt you?
There you go. I made the ROT extra strong. Okay. Takes a moment to take hold. So after that, it will help. Okay.
I'll grab some food. Just get your restaurant and
Yes, please. Thank you.
we might go try to take the recruit on basics.
Mm. Maybe leave that to Pat. I think he's got it.
Okay. Pat, are you gonna take the recruit on basics?
Yep, I'll take him to do Big Valley basics.
Maybe due to the presence of rabid animals, take him to Painted Sky.
Painted Sky? That works, yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it'll just be a better idea with how bad the
No
rabies
worries.
situation is.
Yeah. Wherever you go, make sure that you do everything that you explain practically as well. Okay. And from there on out, just you know the drill.
I know the drill.
Mm-hmm. I trust you to handle this. If I hear anything opposite of positive, I will look at you angrily.
You know me.
I do.
Alrighty.
Don't worry, I'll only speak positively of you.
Well, don't do it unless it's actually deserved. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you're gonna work for it.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, before we get into the saddle and get going, let me write up the patrol first.
Alright.
It's imperative that I put that in writing so that everybody knows exactly where we are, so that they don't have to come looking for us.
Yeah, fair enough.
Make sure to write up your paperwork.
That's what I'm doing.
Grrr. Have a good day, Pat.
You too. Much as you can. Alright. Tower Patrol. Strawberry Emerald Lemoyne. Alright. Case file. Patrol. Recruit basics. Blue Sky, they said. So it's not Big Valley. What is Blue Sky? No actual idea. I said yes because I felt like I was expected to say yes. And that's a dumb idea. If you don't know something, tell them. Strawberry Manzanita. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. They're from Manzanita. Manzanita to Riggs. to Manzanita to Riggs. Riggs to Emerald. Valentine. And back to Strawberry. You're the 18th. It's 8 p.m. Approximately attending Pat Riley. Escorted personage, recruit jet. Plan route, Strawberry. Manzanita.
Remember.
Riggs. Emerald. Valentine.
Love you lots, Ellie.
Strawberry.
Get rest and think of that appointment, yeah? Good. We will. Thank you.
Alrighty, let's mount up. Alrighty, first things first. Where all have you been in the crossing?
Oh, mostly I'm from the city of Saint Denis.
I see. So, would you say you're pretty well acquainted with Lemoyne then, or just Saint Denis specifically?
I know Lemoyne quite well, yes.
Alrighty. How well do you know your way around, let's say, Valentine or Rhodes?
Mister?
I know the general areas. I'm confident in traveling around there, but not if I'm looking for any specific places.
Alright, that's fine. We're not gonna be looking for any specific places. The only places that will be specifically mentioned are the ones that I'm gonna take you to show you exactly what they are.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're going to go from here to Manzanita Post. Then from Manzanita Post to Riggs Station, from Riggs Station to Valentine. From there, I will take you to Emerald Tower, and then back to Valentine, and then you'll be leading us back to Strawberry from there.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Alrighty, so, first things first. When we're riding together, how we ride depends on our numbers, right? We have formations for every occasion, so to speak. So, when it's just the two of us, obviously, you know, one of us leads, the other rides behind. Easy peasy. When there's three of us, we go in a 1-2 formation typically. That's one in front, two behind. Typically, one rides in the middle and the two behind ride on either side in a nice triangle formation. Then from there, the formation can expand to a 1-2-2, which would mean the same triangle formation, but with two behind the two that form the triangle. And then a 1-2-2-1, which is a nice diamond shape. One in front, one behind, four in the middle. When we go to narrower roads, there is the single file formation, which should be pretty self-explanatory. That is, everybody goes in a single line. And if we want to have a bit better of a view of everything. Then we go in a staggered formation, which means everyone is slightly offset from each other, still going in one line, so that everyone sort of has a good line of sight as well as line of fire in case that's necessary.
Okay.
So, with that being said, let's head off to Manzanita Post. Howdy, howdy.
Howdy. I'd be careful if you're going towards McFarland's.
Alrighty.
I was doing some ranch hand work. Before I could complete it, there was two fellas kind of using their binoculars. I'm guessing waiting for me to finish.
Gotcha.
So I sped out of there before they got any closer. But also, this was a wolf that attacked some lady at McFarland's. Some local lady, but this one was by itself. And that, like I've been saying the past few days, it's a sign of rabies. So I figured I'd bring it back, get a blood sample for the medics, and have them do a test.
Good call. Well, thank you.
But I'm about to head back there to go ahead and finish up the crop work. But figured until it died down, I was gonna head back into town.
Alrighty. Well, we'll keep an eye out. Not to worry.
All right. Y'all right, safe?
Will do. Thank you again. Thank you for the follow, or whatever it was. I think it's a follow. Thank you, I appreciate you. Welcome on, it's really good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty. So that leads us to a bit of information that I was hoping to bring up later, but has suddenly become potentially pertinent. That is rules of engagement. So, if we encounter people who become hostile, that is to say, if they draw their weapons and threaten us, then from there, I'm going to do my very best to negotiate for you to be able to leave the area. And when I'm able to do that, and I tell you to leave the area, that is when I will need you to run to the closest telegram office and send a tip into Law and Rangers, letting them know what's going on and where.
Understood.
Preferably with as much detail as possible.
I will remember that.
I will be making some callouts as to our directions. I will also say things like pick it up, and when I say pick it up, I mean pick up a little bit of speed. Turning left. Turning right. Rider ahead. Howdy, sir. Alright, at this point I'm going to ready my weapon. We're cutting across left. That means we're going off the road and across the country. If at any point you need me to slow down, either because you're having some trouble navigating, or having a headache, or because your horse can't keep up, you just let me know.
I will.
Now, in this particular area, sometimes we have a cougar, so I'm keeping my gun out just in case that cougar shows up. If it does show up, it'll be on us to take care of it so that it doesn't hurt anybody. Alright, looks like we might be in the clear. Evening. Back behind us is Kerrigan's ranch. So if anybody ever asks you to go to Kerrigan's Ranch, that'll be where you need to go. Usually if people ask you to go there, or at least if a ranger says that we're going there, then that means probably someone has encountered our dear little kitty cat friend and has had a bit of a poor experience. Now, tall trees. Turning left. Have you ever been in this area before?
Once or twice, it's very dangerous.
Yes, indeed. Do you think you could tell me what kind of animals we might find in this region?
Well, right down this road, there's usually a grizzly bear.
Yep.
There's also wolves very active in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Black bears, but they tend to get startled.
Yep.
And maybe a cougar.
There are 2 cougar spots, but yes, that is all of them. Very good work. The black bears, as you say, pretty harmless. They're more startled of us than we are of them. The grizzly bears, well, those are grizzly bears. One crushed my arm the other week. So we do not mess with them unless we have to. Wolves, as you know, travel in packs usually. Sometimes you'll get a straggler. If you do come across a lone wolf, if there is not an injured person nearby, then that lone wolf can be a sign that there is an illness of sorts going on around that pack. Could be rabies, could be mange. That is something that we'd have to test for. Could also simply be that they are otherwise sick and have been ejected from the pack. What can also happen is that we'll encounter larger packs, which means that instead of just having 3 individuals in the pack, we might have 6 or 8. In those cases, make doubly sure that you find a perch of some sort. This could be a rock or a building, even a toppled cart, just anything you can stand on that will lift you up off the ground where they cannot reach you. And from that point you will eliminate all of the wolves that are around you.
Understood.
Considering what you are carrying, I'm going to assume that you've been taught in gun safety.
Yes.
Beautiful. Alrighty. Well, the reason I stopped here is because, one, this is our lovely Manzanita Post outpost. I don't know, a lot of rangers like to come here to just spend a little time in the middle of the woods where it's nice and pretty and quiet. And also it's a tip line, so it's also very good to just keep an eye on what comes in tip-wise.
Understand.
Yes?
I don't believe I've been allowed to look at the tip line just yet.
That is true. That is something that you will be allowed to do once you are in the green. Until that time, whenever there's a tip, if we want to grab you and sort of show you some hands-on experience, we will tell you what region we're going to, which probably won't mean much to you at the time, but we'll do our best to explain sort of where we're going. We will lead you there and then sort of explain what to do from there. Alright.
Okie dokie.
So, as you might have guessed, our main activity is search and rescues, obviously. We get a tip in, someone gets hurt out there, we go out there, try to find them. And depending on what state we find them in, we either pick them up right then and there. That's only for minor injuries. If they are severely injured, if they are bleeding, anything of the sort, we generally do not pick them up at the spot. If they are bleeding, after you've received your first aid training, so to speak, your triage, what you would do is you would pack their wounds with gauze, do the appropriate checks that the medics will teach you, and then wrap them with bandages and bring them to the nearest medic office where the medics will take it from there. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but the medics will run you through that in the training as well.
Okay. I have very limited knowledge of medical experience. I mean, the best I ever did was dab some people's bruises and cuts, you know, and
Yeah.
took them to a doctor.
That is perfectly fine. To be honest, when I went through my triage training, you know, I had zero experience whatsoever myself. If I was lucky, I knew to put a band-aid on it, you know. So, don't worry about any of that. You will be taught what you need to know to do your job whenever you go through your triage training. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is a thing we call bush calls. This is in the event that we're out on a search and rescue, and for whatever reason we get separated. If we can't see each other, can't find each other easily, the bush calls will help us locate each other. Alright? So in those cases, you would pull out your pistol or your long arm, depending, and you would fire in the air once to say, you know, I'm here, to show your location. Someone will usually return the one shot at that point to tell you where they are. If they fire 2 shots, that means get over here. So at that point you would run to the location where you heard the shots from. If you cannot find them immediately, you can always loose the single shot to tell them where you are. They may or may not repeat the 2 shots at that point to draw you to where they are. And then, if it's an emergency, if they need you to be there quickly so you can help hold pressure on a wound or something like that, they will loose 3 shots consecutively. Usually, if 3 shots are fired, there will also be more shots, usually because they'd be dealing with wildlife at that point, so, you know, then it'll give you plenty of time to find them and potentially help them take care of the threat.
Can you remind me again what the 2 shots is?
Yep. I'll go through the whole thing again, actually, just to make sure. So the one shot is, I am here. This would be one ranger fires the one shot to tell everybody where they are. The other ranger or rangers would then return the one shot to tell that person where they are. 2 shots would be get over here, right? That means just make your way to where the 2 shots came from as quickly and as safely as you can. 3 shots would mean there's an emergency, we need you here now. And usually when that happens, when there's 3 shots, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, however many it takes to take down the wildlife that's around. Though in some rare cases it is just the fact that we find someone in a critical condition and 3 shots will be shot, no more, no less. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, yeah.
Alrighty, beautiful. Very, very good. Alright. Then, and I know this is a lot of information, so if you need a pause or anything, let me know, because I'm just gonna keep rambling otherwise.
No, it's fine. I'm following.
Alrighty. Perfect. Alright, so we have here this beautiful ranger building. It is so well kept. I have never swept it on my own before, but I'm sure somebody does, because otherwise it wouldn't look as good as it does. And the reason I bring up the building is because we do something that is called a wellness check on occasion. If you'll step back here for a bit. A wellness check is to make sure that the people inside the building are okay. You know, make sure that there's no one inside who is potentially injured or who is still under threat of wildlife, because believe it or not, sometimes wildlife will make its way into a building with a person inside that it has injured. In which case, if we go in there not knowing that that is happening, we ourselves might be likely to join that person on the ground. And then we're not helping anyone, obviously.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Right, so I will show you how a wellness check is generally performed, and then afterwards you will get your own run at it. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. This is Ranger Pat Riley of the Saints Crossing Ranger Corps. I'm performing a wellness check on this building. If anyone inside, please make yourself known. This is Ranger Pat Riley performing a wellness check on the building. If anyone's inside, please make yourself known. Once again, this is the Saints Crossing Ranger Corps. If you're inside and you're injured, please make yourself known. Alright, one final time. This is Saints Crossing Ranger Corps. I'm Ranger Pat Riley. I'm about to enter the building. I will be armed for my own protection. If you have a weapon, please stow it. If not, you may be treated as a threat. Entering the building now. That's a good teacher, thank you. Alright, building is clear. Alright. So that is generally how a wellness check is performed. You do not have to be armed. So at the point where you're saying, I'm about to enter the building, you can also just say that, right? I'm about to enter the building, I'm unarmed, please don't fire, right? Or please don't shoot, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Something to that effect. Before you do your own, do you have any idea why I walked all around the building?
I would assume to make your voice heard in case they didn't hear you, but also if there's any windows that you can have a look inside to get a better idea of what may be going on in there.
Yep, so it kind of serves the triple purpose. You're right on the money in saying that one of it is indeed to sort of peer in the windows a bit as I'm going around and see if I can see anyone. A second one is to check for any back entrances or exits to make sure that we don't have any people, with less than good intentions waiting for us back there. And yeah, a third is obviously, as you said, to make sure that everyone inside the entire building has heard me at least one time when I'm announcing myself. So yeah, very good. If you'd like, whenever you're ready, you can perform your own. If you feel a bit nervous, that's okay. I fully understand. Take whatever time you need.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready, so I'll get started.
Alright.
This is Jet Campbell from the Ranger Corps. I'm a Ranger recruit. I'm doing a wellness check on this building. If you can hear me, make yourself known. Again, this is Jet Campbell from the Ranger Corps. I would like to enter the building, but I would want to know if anyone in there is armed. If you are, make yourself known. And if you are armed, to store your weapon away. I am no threat. I'm doing a wellness check on this building. Once again, I am Jet Campbell from the Ranger Corps. I am doing a wellness check on this building. If you are hurt or you are armed, make yourself known. I will be entering the building, but I will be going in unarmed. I am not a threat. I just want to do a wellness check to make sure everyone is okay. Jet Campbell is now entering the building. The building is clear.
Alrighty. Good work. Yeah. Just good work. I would say when you go around, I know I announced myself quite a few times, I think 4 or 5 times as I went around. that's just how I like to do things. Some people like to do it less, some people like to do it more. But you don't always have to say your name. You can just say, Saints Crossing Ranger Corps, or you can just say Ranger Recruit Campbell, something to that effect, whatever you feel comfortable with in that moment. You announced that you were unarmed. You asked that they, stow their weapons or at least not shoot you, which is perfect. Yeah, overall, very good work.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So let me think for a second here. We've gone over rather. Bush calls, formations, rules of engagement, wellness checks. We've done a bit of a threat assessment in terms of wildlife. Let me make sure I'm going over everything that I said I would be going over, because if I miss anything that's on the paperwork, they're gonna skin me alive. Not actually, but Alrighty. That is where I wanted to be here at this point. But I will do a little bit of an addition here, because this is a tricky area to be in at best, not just because of the wildlife, but because of, look around us. The landscape itself is quite varied, and, well, that might pose some threats for people. Can you think of any other reasons beside wildlife why people might end up face down on the ground?
If people hurt other than wildlife, many reasons. I mean, one, they could have just simply had an accident. They could have been like in the sunset or sunrise. I'm sorry, it's a sunrise. I'm sorry,
That's
but
alright.
they admiring the view from that rock up there, and they take a step a little too far, and they trip and fall and hurt themselves. That is very common. Another one could be something as simple as the horse getting spooked and they get bucked off and they hurt themselves that way. Lots of little accidents, but there's also things that aren't accidents, kind of like they may have been hurt by somebody
Yep,
other than a wild animal.
that is
Unless
true.
you regard them as wild animals, but I don't.
Well, we
even if they
tend
act like it.
we tend not to reduce people to animals in any way, shape, or form. So they might present some brutalistic, animalistic behaviors, but that just means they're mean. And that makes us a little sad inside, but we'll get
It's
over
just
it.
you and me here. We can just call them pieces of shit.
I try my best not to, just because in my time dealing with criminals, I found that as long as you make sure that you don't resort to calling them any kind of disrespectful name, you tend to have an okay go at it. If you start to hurt their egos, it's kind of like an extreme temper tantrum from a child, with some potentially deathly violence as a result. So
That's understood.
But yes, if there is foul play that is involved, what would we do?
Well, we would want to make sure that those people are no longer present, because you don't want to, get caught up in something. But your first priority is to make sure the person who's hurt is okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get them to safety, and there isn't any present danger from any heathens, then I would say you get them to safety. And if you have seen anything, you report what you have seen to the deputies, so they can, do a further investigation into it.
Yep.
But I think our first priority is always going to be whoever's hurt, even if it is an outlaw. Maybe an outlaw hurt another outlaw. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. They are still, need care.
Absolutely correct. A hurt person is still a hurt person no matter where they came from, where they were headed. If they're hurt, that's all we care about. We need to make sure that, they get the help they need. So that's absolutely right. Usually by the time we get to whatever, situation, it tends to be that the individuals who have committed the violence have left the area, and we're just left with the person who is injured. A lot of the time, it's just a person who is injured, and obviously we tend to their wounds as best as we can, make sure they get to a medic station so they can be taken care of properly. But sometimes we will find them in a bit of an odd state, where they might be surrounded by items or symbols or a combination thereof. Or they might even be surrounded by animal carcasses. People do very strange things in the crossing. It's a bit much. But in time you will encounter some things that you might wish you'd never seen.
So it's probably just best just to mark down the location of where you found the person, report it to the deputies.
Always note down the exact location where you found the person. Not just for our paperwork, but especially if there's foul play involved, you need to be able to tell law exactly where to go. But also, if you find any strange items like bloodied bandages or vials of blood or strange concoctions, carved effigies, whatever it may be, we do not touch these items under any circumstance. No touchy, no moving, nothing. All we do is observe what they are, where they are, what state they are in, and we make a note of all of that, as detailed as possible. I myself like to include the time at which I found them, so that if there is a need to get a bit of a timeline on decay of certain items, that can be done. Or simply to know how long ago something occurred. But we pass that all on to law. Under no circumstance do we get involved in a situation where people are threatening or hurting other people. It may be difficult to stay away and not help people, but we are simply not authorized to do that. If we step in, that's vigilantism. Alright, and we could be criminally charged just the same as the people who are committing the violence.
That's understood.
Mm-hmm. So, if you do see people with guns out towards each other, as heartbreaking as it might be, step away, come back a little later, and hopefully by then the people with the weapons out have gone and you can tend to the person.
Of course, the priority is keeping everyone safe.
Yep.
Like, even if we're all stood in the porch and Strawberry having a good old time drinking coffee, having a laugh, and, I don't know, 6 outlaws riding to town and they're pointing guns. And even if there was 6 of us and 6 of them, I think it's important that we don't escalate things. Like, if they want somebody, most of the time I feel like they want them for a reason and not to do them harm. Maybe it's to, use as like a hostage or an exchange.
Well,
and
if these people show up and they propose a trade, essentially, one of you for this person, much like law enforcement officers, we cannot offer ourselves up.
Understood.
We simply don't. It may be tempting to, it may seem like a good option at the time, but if they take you instead of this person and they choose to hurt you, you cannot then help whatever people would have needed your help from that point forward.
What if they didn't have anyone to exchange? What if they were just pointing guns and they were telling one of us to come with them?
if we have equal numbers, we are authorized to defend ourselves. So if they are adamant at pointing weapons, we are allowed to draw ours and defend ourselves if necessary.
Understood.
At the end of the day, at the risk of sounding a bit arrogant, any criminal gang who rolls up to a full group of rangers and decides that we're the target, they are inviting no small amount of calamity. We are well trained in our use of arms. We deal with wild animals who move far more unpredictably than people do. So the chances are they will not walk away from that situation unscathed. And we are well aware of this. Obviously, if it is 3 rangers and 3 recruits facing off 6 criminals or outlaws, we will not engage with them simply because we cannot under any circumstance risk the life and limb of our recruits. At the end of the day, you are still civilians, and it's our responsibility to ensure your safety.
Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
All right. So about the area itself, to get back on that topic, as you said, yep, people can definitely fall and slide and fall down cliffs. I myself have been bucked off my horse once or twice, being thrown against a tree or a rock, which is not pleasant, but it happens. There are instances in which, especially if they're riding something like a Nakoda, a horse that will just do as it's told instead of using its own mind, they and their horse can catapult themselves off of a cliff quite far and quite harshly. Sometimes it ends in the death of the horse, sometimes it just ends with the person on the ground and the horse standing next to them smugly because the horse will have, taken a bit of a bump, but they're sturdier than we are, so that might happen. Obviously, people can bump into each other, whether it be on top of a horse, or one person on the horse, one person on a cart, or, in very unfortunate circumstances, one person on foot, one person on a horse. Never a fun situation to run into when it's a person who's been run over, but yeah, trampling does happen.
Yes, there's been so many ways people get hurt, and sometimes it's kind of creative how they manage to get themselves hurt.
Yep, that is a good way of putting it. Yes, people do get hurt in very creative ways. And sometimes it's a little bit funny, but a lot of the time it's a little alarming because the positions they end up in are not natural. Yep, not by any means.
They kind of look like a squash spider or something.
Or something. I found someone once who kind of reminded me of like a dog with worms, for lack of a better term.
Oh.
Yeah. They were somehow knocked out, sat against a rock, with their legs folded up in front of them, and, their torso sort of leaning up against that. So it looked like they were scooting around, trying to scratch an itch in their butt, but no, they had just fallen. For them, it was they had fallen on top of the rock and then slid off to take on that position. But obviously, we'd never seen the sliding, so for us, it was just like a very strange position to find them in.
At first glance, you wouldn't think they were hurt.
At first,
you'd think they were just a bit itchy.
Well, you'd think they were itchy or at least messing with you, because obviously, there are people who will do that, who will get on top of a rock and just sort of let themselves fall back a bit. But no, this was 100% legitimate. Legitimate. And it was Well, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think that is a word that we can use to describe a lot of things that we encounter out there. But
Definitely interesting.
that's enough of me rambling. For now at least. Do you think you know the way from here to Riggs Station?
Yeah, of course I do.
Beautiful.
Would you
Then,
prefer to take the beaten path or the offbeat path?
whichever path you feel most comfortable with.
Okay.
When you take the lead, you set the formation, you set the pace, and you determine the route.
Would there be a formation with just the two of us?
I mean, not specifically. There's not one that you need to call out, but
Okay.
it's good to get into the practice of calling out the formation just in case there's more people with us.
Okay. Well, for now, I'm going to call a single file formation.
All right. Usually what you'll encounter is when you make a call out and you have a ranger with you, we will call back herd.
Okay.
It's also good to use that to check in with your fellow rangers to see if they're still all following. Let's say you have 3 people with you. If you call out going left and you hear herd from 2 people, you might want to look over your shoulder and see if you have all 3.
Understood.
And if you're not entirely sure how to do that, you just see behind you.
Well, it looks like we lost 5 people. I could have sworn there was 5 more.
Yep, 5 Ghost Riders.
The riders of Fenborg. Oop, rider ahead.
Rider seen. Okay.
Going left.
Left herd.
Rider ahead.
Rider seen.
I was a little late calling that one out.
That's alright, it happens. I mean, sometimes I call out things late as well, it's just a matter of, you know, getting back into that rhythm of it. I'm not gonna fault you for it, after all, it's your first date, and the fact that you're doing callouts is already pretty good for me.
Going right.
Right herd.
Rider ahead.
Rider seen. I'm sure you are aware, but just in case you aren't, in this region there are quite a large number of wolf dens. One of them is back at the old fort. One is sometimes right here in the bend in front of us. And there is another actually very close to Riggs Station. Just so that I mention the ones that are at least on our trail.
Yeah, this is quite an active trail.
So if ever you get a tip that goes out this way, and you see an abnormally large amount of wolves, the chances are that two packs have merged, which means they are obviously a lot more dangerous for passersby.
Okay, going right.
Right herd.
Stopping at rigs.
Stopping at rig station. Alrighty. So, the reason I bring us to rig station is because this is one of a few telegram offices that are not directly attached to a town. These are the ones that we will most often use if there is something that we need to alert law and or rangers of, or even if we need to call ahead for a medic if we're bringing someone in critical condition. So if you're ever asked to send a tip in, and you know that there's a telegram station like this in between where you are and the town you're going to, then favor these kinds of stations.
So here, Wallace, Emerald, they're the three I know. Oh, and Benedict Point, they're the four I know that are not really within the town limits.
Correct. Yes, all four of those we will use quite often. And obviously not just for search and rescues, or to call out, or to call in, medics or law, but also if we're doing a patrol, especially if it's a solo patrol, we will use these stations to do a check-in telegram to the ranger tip line. Usually check-in telegrams are just CI between brackets, and then your name and rank, and then in the telegram you would put where you came from and where you're headed, and if you happen to have culled any wildlife dens along the way. It's also pretty good to note that, at least I do, simply so that people are aware that if people are getting hurt in a certain region and I happen to have passed by there and culled a few wildlife dens, it's likely that it's not due to those wildlife dens, which is valuable information and saves time.
Understood.
Alright, perfect. Now, the wolf den that I was mentioning across from this station is right back there on the mountainside. Those particular wolves are a special brand of buttholes, because they like to rush up right onto the horse and get it to a point where it will just buck you no matter what type of horse you're riding, because it feels, stuck.
Understood.
So if you do spot them, shoot them quickly. That's what that boils down to. I keep forgetting my route, though. All right. Emerald, Valentine, Strawberry. Very good. Then yeah, let's get you to Valentine. Just to keep you in the swing of things, we'll say single file on me.
Good.
And we'll pick it up a bit. The common route, to go to Valentine from here would be we go down this path and then we would go across the river to the right immediately and then keep going left from there for a while. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight. Right ahead. Howdy. Did you catch all that?
I heard that.
Alright, just making sure. And while we're riding through here, what do you think might be the most common ways that people get hurt around here?
Around here, in this particular route,
Yeah, we can actually, not here, but the next portion of this little hill area, we will stop at the road that leads up. Then you can take a good look around and assess the various threats.
my first guess would be collisions.
We'll
Maybe
stop.
with horses or...
Stopping right here. Yeah, collisions is definitely a possibility.
There is a blind area. I mean, a lot of people would drive through very quickly, like we just saw.
Yep.
But I guess that counts as collisions.
That's right. Specifying is never bad.
I know there is a wolf back then that is around this area.
Yep, actually,
That's pretty common.
right back there on the hill.
Oh. So there's that. I don't believe any cougars venture around here. Or bears.
Not in this area unless baited. But even then, usually people will go after coyotes and the wolves that they can bait out.
I guess another one could be the river, too. The river can be dangerous.
The river can be
You
dangerous.
know, I've seen someone tied up on the back of someone else's horse, and they rode through that particular river. And because the water was so deep, the person couldn't breathe.
That can happen, that's for sure. Alrighty. Yeah, so like you said, wolves, definitely. People don't always know exactly where they are, so when they do spring out onto the road, they might be surprised, or they might feel a bit brave, jump off, and forget to climb onto something, or they climb onto something like that rock over there, which is easily scalable by wolves as well. You know, and they get themselves hurt after all. Collisions with other horses, but also with wagons, obviously, is a thing. You might not think it because of how sparse the vegetation is, but people will bump into trees here. It makes them feel really dumb because, well, in all honesty, it is really dumb. But it does still happen. So there's that, and obviously, if you look up there, and you look up behind us, you might imagine that those, well, you might come to the conclusion, rather, that those cliffs are rather large, rather steep. So you can imagine that people fall either unassisted or assisted from those cliffs. Especially around Valentine area, I'd say, you know, shenaniganry, as I like to call it, cannot be ruled out.
Understood.
We're gonna get back on the road and we'll pick it back up. Now, I know that with a couple of these things now, I've sort of asked you, I guess, questions about the reasoning behind things. Why do you think I might do something like that?
What did you say
Turn
the
and right.
reasons why we would do certain things in this general area?
Nope. The reason why I would ask you questions to, for instance, determine how people could get hurt.
Oh, it's so if you know someone is hurt in a certain area, you can have a better chance of finding them quicker.
Yep. So
And
it,
also be aware of what you're going into. Like if you firmly believe that someone may have been attacked by a bear, you can go into that situation prepared for, you know, a possible threat from a bear.
that's it. Yep. Exactly. So you do some preemptive threat assessment, and also you do some risk assessment. We do have a rider coming up with a lantern on their horse.
I heard that.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Are y'all out here for a patrol, or y'all out here for a search and rescue?
Nope, I'm just doing a patrol with a recruit.
All right. There was someone hurt out here, so I haven't been able to find them.
Alright, did it say anything about water or anything like that?
No. But you know how this area is. It's, I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of nooks and crannies where they can get hurt. Where all have you searched?
Everywhere,
Everywhere.
quite frankly. Every ledge. Even Calbians. In Citadel Rock.
Alright. Yeah, so you have pretty much covered every nook and cranny. Alright. Have you checked back in Valentine to see if they've been brought in?
There was no one at the medical office.
Nobody at the medical office. Hmm.
So if they did, then they probably left already and been seen by local doctors or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine so.
I was gonna head back to Strawberry and see if there was another tip or not.
Alrighty, yeah.
Figured I'd stop you to see if you were on the same thing.
Unfortunately not. I was just taking the recruit to Strawberry and then a quick dip into Emerald and back.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna shoot back over there. Y'all stay safe, alright?
Alrighty. Catch you later, stay safe.
I guess we'll keep our eye out if we see something.
We can definitely do that. I doubt that we would stumble upon them with the route that we are taking. But we can definitely double check Valentine. Because what I find is that sometimes people who have just been injured will stumble into the saloon for a drink, which is not always, you know, advisable, but people are people. Pick it up slightly, and we'll cut across here on the left. Turning right up ahead.
Third.
And an immediate sharp left. Watch for the cart. Howdy. And then something we always do is we slow down for town. The most we want to do in towns is a light trot, just so that we don't accidentally trample people or cause any alarm.
Your current price is $500.
Nothing. It's nothing. Come on, you can.
Alright, hold here for a second.
Holding.
I mean, what's $500 into an eternity and a title of? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Howdy, folks.
How much should I give you? A 10?
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I spend a lot of time on my knees and I patched it off, look.
Yeah,
Douglas,
I'm
I
also
don't want
glad
to
to
worry,
be
but
alive.
I think this deputy in there is
Glad to
gonna
be
break the
alive?
records for
What happened?
Captain Coffee.
Yeah,
Shatter it.
I
Man,
got tied to a tree and left in tall trees
for the wolves and the bears today.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry to hear that. Would you mind walking with me into the bank, just so that this is secure?
Oh, sure.
Are you
wanna
able to?
come
Secure
back?
you, then?
You're gonna,
You want everything secure?
He's gonna.
You know what to do.
Join
We're
me
gonna
secure
keep
for you.
this bank secured.
Wait, is this a lawman?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. All right. No, put it away.
I don't think this.
That's
I
a
mean-
bit dramatic.
I mean, it's a bit too much.
Oh, you didn't see what they were
Lawman is what
doing
we call a
earlier?
credible
I
witness
didn't,
to
that's
this
true.
kind of
Oh,
stuff.
I
You
doing
didn't see it
nothing.
5 minutes ago.
Quick question before I get out of your hairs, though. Have any of you gotten into any kind of accident with wildlife or cliffs or anything like that here shortly?
I never piss myself in front of wildlife. What'd you ask?
Not quite what I'm asking. No, more wondering if any of you have gotten injured recently and been helped up by someone or anything like that.
No. You looking for
Well,
somebody?
Yes. Yeah. Are you looking for somebody specific or?
Well, we did get a tip in for the general region, but seeing as we couldn't find them, I figured they'd been brought in here, been seen to by someone, so I figured I'd ask.
I ain't seen a soul coming out of that doctor's office. I came out. Miss White's been out here longer than me. I take it these folk have been with them, so if they ain't seen nothing, then I
Yeah,
I
we've
can't
been
help you.
for 20 minutes, maybe half an hour.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't see anyone in the doctor's office.
Okie dokie. Well, then I guess we're gonna
I
have
hope
to
they
keep
did get
looking.
help. It's
I-
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
hope
be real
Yeah.
rough. They ain't.
I hope they're not still out there, but if they are, don't worry, we have doubled the numbers on them now, so we'll get them.
All right. Well,
I
guys,
hope you have luck with that. Yeah.
Thank you for your assistance, gentlemen.
yeah,
welcome.
well, it weren't much, but yeah, you're welcome.
Any
Have a good
assistance
day.
is good.
Is the bank secure?
Alrighty, let's get out of here. Actually, I think before I take you to Emerald Tower and then come back here, I will tell the rangers where we are by sending in a quick tip. And if you want to come with me, I can walk you through the process of that check-in.
Oop, let me get out your whip.
No, you're fine. Orpheus is a big old horse.
Yours is big. Look at mine. I called him Hugo.
Hugo, that's a good
Hugo,
name.
the half-bred Hungarian.
That's good.
All shall fear his name.
That sounds oddly ominous for talking about a horse.
He's Hugo. He's an anonymous horse. Well, he's not. He's a Hungarian half-bred.
Alright, that's not... that's not as alarming as what I thought. All right. So, when we're doing a check-in, we send it in to Ranger, obviously. I like to put as a sender R and then my name with my telegram number. R to denote my rank as Ranger. So for you, that would be RR. And then as a title, I would put CI between the long brackets, and then the name of the patrol, or just naming what I'm doing. And then in this particular telegram, I would put Ranger Pat Riley and Ranger Recruit Jet Campbell safely made it from Manzanita and Riggs, now to Valentine, headed to Emerald to show off Emerald Tower before returning to Strawberry.
Understood.
That's just so they know where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. That way, if something were to happen, they know exactly where to look.
Okay.
Otherwise, let's say I go on a snow patrol, for instance, which, if you get injured on a snow patrol, it's going to be annoying for them to find you just to start with. But if you haven't checked in at all, they don't know what part of that area you're even in, so they would have to search the entire mountainside for your ass.
But they would do that, right? Because I'm worth it.
Obviously, we would do that. We would do that for anyone. But
especially for me, because I'm worth it.
Of course. But if we don't have to, then we'd rather avoid it, right? We'd rather make sure that we can go straight to you rather than having to search the entire mountain. Alrighty. Let's get back into single file formation and pick it up. Now, I am going to bring you to Emerald Station, not directly to Emerald Tower. And the reason for that is because currently we have at least one dangerous individual who has made that tower and anyone who visits it their target. Specifically Rangers, so...
I didn't catch the first part of the... I don't know if you were talking with your voice.
Sorry, yep, that might have been... I might have lowered my voice a bit. But yeah, so the reason I'm not taking you directly to Emerald Tower proper is because there's currently at least one individual who has seen fit to target that tower and anyone who visits it, specifically if they're a ranger, to potentially cause them harm. So, because it's just you and I don't want to potentially put you in a dangerous situation, so we will just admire our beautiful tower from afar.
That's fair enough. My horse is awfully distracted.
Yeah, they do
You
that.
can smell the sugar cubes in my pocket.
Well, we'll pause at Emerald Station so that your horse can enjoy a sugar cube. Maybe a bit of a brushing after being in Valentine.
I also heard a gunshot tends to stop him getting so distracted too.
I've never heard that before, but it could be true.
Oh,
whoa! Sorry, sir. Well, Central Heartlands, the mist. I did not see that gentleman until he was right in front of my face.
Well, the fog is coming in.
Yeah,
But
I
yes,
feel...
a gunshot fired in front of yourself while your horse is distracted tends to get their attention.
Well, when we're out in the wilderness, so to speak... Oop, turn left. When we're out in the wilderness, so to speak, we can do that, but when we get close to a ranch, like here, or like Emerald Ranch proper, then we'd rather not. Also,
Is that a bull?
that is a bull, and that bull is a dangerous motherfucker. A dangerous beast. We'll cross slightly to the right. Sorry, that bull may or may not have knocked me on my ass when I first got to the crossing, so I may still bear it some ill will.
You know, I wouldn't have said anything if you wanted to turn it into a burger.
You might not say anything, but I'm sure the rancher would.
Oh, there's fog everywhere.
Yeah, but I've been yelling, so he'd at least know I'm a ranger.
Well, someone who just really wanted a burger.
No, as tempting as that
enemies
is.
into burgers.
Except if they're humans, because human meat's not great.
No, I'm just talking about the bull.
Well, if your enemy's a bull or a cow or a pig, then
enemies?
Everybody has human enemies. Alright, well, we're in the unfortunate position where we will have to wait for the fog to clear. But if you step over this way... let me find the exact spot here. Whoops. Might help if instead of my lasso I pulled out my binoculars. Because my lasso isn't gonna allow me to see better. Alright, actually right here.
Oh, I see it. Up on that mountaintop.
Yep. That mountaintop up there, that is Emerald Tower. Whenever it's not being endangered by psychopaths, it is actually a pretty nice place to be. And a pretty central place as well.
Good to know.
You can actually see on your map. If you look over in that direction, it is right underneath the V in New Hanover. So you could see it's close to Ansburg, close to the East Grizzlies, close to the Heartlands, and reasonably close to Lemoyne. So people who station there can easily cover quite a large area.
That's good to know. Hopefully it'll be used again soon. Obviously, difficult when someone is targeting people.
Yeah, though, you know, it doesn't really stop us too much, as long as we have at least 2 full rangers with us. Obviously, the more the better for that particular area. But if you find that it's somewhere where we need to go and there aren't more rangers available, we tend to call in a deputy to go with us, just in case, because they have a bit more flexibility in what they can and cannot do in that regard.
That makes sense.
And obviously, an added bonus is, if there is anything left behind up there, we'd have a deputy with us to immediately make note of it. Actually, I did say we would brush and feed our horses. That is a good point. I just get into yapping, you know?
wagon.
Yeah. That is not an abnormal sight here. Because there is that very big barn back there where people can stow their wagons. And, I mean, obviously, if people are coming here to milk cows and that kind of thing, they usually bring a wagon to transport their goods for after they're done. Hey, Philly, welcome in. Very good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Now, normally, I would have us go directly back to Strawberry. But if you want to extend our patrol, I could also show you our Lemoyne Tower.
Could you repeat that? Did you say you wanted to head back to Strawberry?
Yeah, so normally I would continue with the patrol as normal and have us head back to Strawberry. But if you wanted to, we could extend the patrol for a little bit, and I could take you to the Lemoyne Tower.
You know, I think I actually know where that tower is. Having lived in the city in that general area, I believe I've seen it.
All right, could you tell me one more time where you think it is?
If I'm guessing right, there's actually, well, you got one near roads, I know that for certain. But then the next one in Lemoyne, for some reason I'm thinking it's near Craig's Run, and I don't know why.
Craig's Run. That would be up in the Eastern Grizzlies. So not quite our Lemoyne Tower. We do not actually have a tower close to roads per se. Well, I guess it depends on your interpretation of distance. We have one in Scarlet Meadows.
See one that's near roads, but maybe that's not a ranger tower.
Okay, and where would that be specifically? Because near roads is a large area.
It was between the area of Shady Bell and Boulder Glade.
Yeah, so it is on the very southern end of Boulder Glade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the tower you're talking about?
That is the tower I'm talking about.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you think you could take us there?
I believe I could.
Alright, let's put your skills to the test. Obviously, it's perfectly fine to put a pin on your map and have the route ready.
Can't say I know exactly where it is, but I definitely seen one in that area.
Alrighty, well, take us to where you're confident of your direction, and if you feel like you're no longer confident, or you feel like you might not know exactly where to go from a certain point, just shout it out, and I will take us from there.
Okay.
You wish more people valued the amount of time and selfless RP
I do recall it
takes to be a good ranger?
Not too far from a camp.
It is actually pretty close to a camp, you're right.
I guess that would be considered Lemoyne. I didn't really think of it like that.
Well,
sometimes I consider road its own entity.
Yeah, like roads / Scarlet Meadows, you know, just sort of depends. I call everything around Saint Denis and the Bayou, I call all of that Lemoyne. But technically, our tower is in the boulder glade of Scarlet Meadows, so you're fine to go off-road, by the way. You don't have to follow roads. Just so long as you make sure that you're saying that you're cutting across anywhere. Or if
For
there's...
some reason, I feel like I need to get used to using roads, but for a time I considered roads treason.
It's
If you
perfectly
needed
fine.
roads,
You absolutely do not need to use roads under any circumstance.
I think the true way to become a true equestrian is to not use roads.
Well, I'd say the true way to become a good navigator is to not use roads.
They call these roads certain things.
They call them certain things,
Mm-hmm.
such as...
Well, people might call them shortcuts. Others might call them whatever term they used to call them, but I've heard different ways of calling it.
I'd say nature trail is decent.
Now, my one navigational flaw is that I keep forgetting that a river runs through here. Quite a dangerous one too.
Yep, full of crocodiles. Which incidentally leads me to a question. Could you imagine what I'm going to ask you?
What do we do in event of alligator?
No. Although interesting,
I would
it's...
kick it in the nose.
Alright.
Put my head between its jaws.
Definitely not put your head between its jaws. I'd say, if you can, reach for your knife and stab it in the eyeball as quick as you can.
Oh. I've always wanted to give an alligator coffee.
Maybe one day, but today is not that day.
Just to see what happens.
Sure. You might lose a hand, you might get a new coffee buddy. Who knows, 50-50.
I would love a coffee buddy with an alligator.
But no, my question was going to be, how do you think people in this area might get hurt? Like, what are the wildlife threats specifically?
Oh, panthers. Oh, well, panthers, that's would they be called panthers?
Yep,
No.
there are
Yep.
panthers, there's also the other kind.
Cougar?
Cougars, yep.
They're the biggest threats, but there's also snakes and, of course, alligators.
Yep, snakes, alligators. Very true. I believe there's even a bear out here. Though perhaps a bit more rare than your cougars and such. Definitely more rare than the gators, because those bastards are everywhere. But yes, very good. And what predator or dangerous wildlife would we never encounter in Lemoyne?
We would never encounter in Lemoyne that is a dangerous predator.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be wolves.
100% it is.
Really?
Yep. In the entirety of Lemoyne and Scarlet Meadows, there are no wolves whatsoever. It's, in fact, the only predator that you won't find here.
Really?
Yep.
Come to think of it, now that you mention it. I have not been approached by wolves out here.
Mm-hmm. What about environmental hazards?
Well, it's a swamp.
Yeah. It is a swamp, that is correct. So, what does that mean in terms of how people get hurt?
Well, But also, there's a lot of water. People might try and swim something they think is only a short distance, but turns out it was much deeper and longer than they thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
There was a joke somewhere there, but I'm going to stop myself.
So that would mean, while they're swimming, what would happen?
They could run out of, run out of breath and struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might become fatigued and struggle and potentially make themselves float downstream a bit.
Until they float into a snapping turtle.
Yeah, or a crocodile, that definitely happens as well. But yeah, that is true. Inside the bayou, for sure. The swimming fatigue, the drowning, those are things that can occur. Like with any other region, obviously there are the trees and such to contend with, so they might collide with vegetation. Or what could also happen is that they will... how do I put this?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident we're in the vicinity.
You are correct.
Oh, there's the camp.
That is the camp.
Okay, we're definitely within the vicinity. My confidence grows stronger. I was definitely not doubting myself.
Even if you were, it'd be alright. I also hope that your work goes by quickly and easily.
My instincts pull me over here.
Alright.
But I don't recall a river being nearby, so I'm
Thank you,
guessing
guys.
I'm wrong.
You're very kind.
But I do
A
recall
little
that
bit.
camp.
You're not terribly far off, though.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Heckin' snake. Alright, I am gonna keep my weapon ready, just in case. I also have a soft spot for the Ranger Corps.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Alrighty, well done. So yes, this is indeed our Scarlet Meadows / Lemoyne Tower. Something interesting about this tower that I can tell you now is its interior as well as its general layout is pretty much identical to the one in New Austin.
Okay.
The only exception being that the camp here is on equal ground, whereas in New Austin it's a bit down the hill. Public service announcement to apply for Ranger. Yay!
Yeah, it's a little
Hello,
rocky
trees.
out west.
Yep, a little rocky, a little hot, and a little dry. And full of goddamn snakes.
Are we talking about like actual snakes or?
I mean both, yeah. It's full of goddamn snakes. Both the slithering and the running kind. You know? But yeah, the reason I was armed coming in here is because we have a friendly neighborhood kitty cat who likes to be very up close and personal with its danger mittens.
Oh, good to know.
Yup. So that would be a cougar, generally coming from that area, right to my left and to your right. So yeah.
Well, I will keep that in mind if I venture out here. Especially if I hear that someone might be hurt in this area.
If someone's hurt in this area, there's a pretty good chance it is the cougar's fault. It'll usually be around the roads back there. It could also be wolves, but that's a bit further to our northwest from here. Depending on if they hit the border with the... well, with Braithwaite, and people have been baiting. Because there's things that people do, and I don't know why, because it's not a good area to do it in. So yeah, go figure. Though, I will say, I've not been called out directly to near our tower for a cougar attack. I think usually people get more hurt in the swamp proper, more than anything. Because people like the swamp, I guess, for its many herbs and resources.
Oh.
Yeah. If you're interested in herbs and plants and the like, once you get the green, you'll have access to our ranger library. There is a good amount of information on herbs and plants and the like, and also there are 3 ranger paths: Path of the Stag, Path of the Bear, and Path of the Eagle, and I believe Path of the Stag actually goes into herbalism and such. So if you're interested in that, that might be something to look forward to.
That is definitely something I would look forward to.
I know a few rangers who would be quite happy to learn that. Right, actually, let's get our butts back to roads. I'll try not to launch us over any logs or walls or cliffs or anything. Unless you want me to, I can probably find one that'll get you.
I will not be tumbled today.
Are you sure?
I believe in Hugo.
Well, alright then. No tumblies. Rider scene. Turning right.
Good.
Sharp left.
Good.
Slowing down for town.
Slowing down.
Alrighty. Very good. Let's pull off to the right here. Excuse me, sir. All right. Now, roads, because it's in this whole clay-ridden area, obviously it's dusty here. And, well, it's rough. It's coarse. It's annoying because it gets everywhere. so I don't really want to stay here much longer
Like
than
sand.
I have to. Kind of like sand, but just I don't know. It's weird to explain. It's like drier sand somehow. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know how else to quantify that. But yeah, this should be kind of like your
Coffee Rangers.
with great pleasure, Miss Phyllis.
Philister, stop. Philister, stop.
Philister said, "No, I'm not done yet."
Did you have luck finding this money you were looking for?
Well, someone must have found him because we did not get a second tip in there.
All right.
Oh, that's great.
I have to officially announce that there's a title now for Captain Coffee.
Okay.
It is whoever buys the highest price cup of coffee. It is currently detained by Deputy JJ. Thank you very much.
Welcome. How much did he give?
$510.
Son of a... Oh.
Wait, $510 for what?
$510 for a cup of coffee. Would you like a cup of coffee?
$510.
Well,
no, it's not the price.
That's
It's
not the price. No, it's just what the
it's
deputy
the
gave.
person who gave the most for it.
I was about to say.
No.
It's a free price. It's whatever you like to give
a
and whatever you can
rainbow coming
afford.
out of that coffee. I want a leprechaun on the other side.
Mhm.
You give me gold after I finish the cup.
Well, it's great coffee. I will say
It
that.
is
but,
very, very good coffee, yeah.
the price is
Best in the
whatever you like
casa.
to give or whatever you can afford.
I am a Power Ranger recruit, so you can have my remaining $18.
Oh.
Hold
You
on
don't
to
have
your
give me all
dollars.
money.
Hold on to your
Oh.
dollars,
No.
recruit. I'll pay for you.
No, it's fine. I pay my
Well,
way.
give him your money because he already paid me.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Be safe, Pat. Be safe, recruit.
Will do.
Of the name.
This is Jet.
I'm Jet.
Jet.
Jet Campbell.
Jet Campbell. I'm Phyllis White.
Campbell.
If you see me on my wagon, I'm probably selling coffee.
Did you
Oh.
say Campbell?
Jet Campbell.
Do you have any relation with a man called Vas Campbell?
Never heard of him.
No? Okay. It could be his synonym.
It's
Is it?
probably, good
probably.
because then you would have a dad on your shoulders.
A dad or a death?
A dad.
Dad.
A dad?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't
Father.
want a daddy on my shoulders.
Well,
Yep.
how
Okay.
old are you?
Too old for a daddy.
All right. I'm
That's
sorry.
a good answer.
I'm sorry for asking. All right, gentlemen. Have a good rest of your
I
day.
just wanted a cup of coffee.
You too. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Look
good
after
daddy.
Phyllis.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm
Who's
sorry.
your daddy?
My daddy?
Yes.
Oh, he's dead. I hope.
Is it the one that was going to be on my shoulders?
No.
I just needed to clarify.
I'm not that large, but how old are you?
I'm not at liberty, sir. Let's just say I'm too old for a dad.
Come on, give me a number.
Are you of legal drinking age?
Are
I
you
would
of legal
guess.
coffee drinking age?
We need to go.
Alright, so you're uncomfortable talking about your age. That's fine.
Y'all stay safe.
You too. Alrighty.
I'm 24.
That is legal drinking age.
Yeah, it's also legal daddy age, but we're not going to get into it.
No, we're not. Not at all. Alright, so stand here for a second. Look out in front of you at this landscape.
Did you call it a blandscape?
No, I wouldn't dream of it. Anyway, I would like to pose you a challenge. You can say yes or no to the challenge. I won't look at you any different. But the challenge is, if you are willing to take it, lead us from here to Strawberry without using your map. You too.
From here to Strawberry.
Hmm?
Have a good one, gentlemen.
You
Have a
too.
good
Take
day.
care. Please be careful out there.
Don't buy the $500 coffee. You'll get a daddy out of it. What is the crossing becoming?
I don't know. Whatever you turn it into, I guess.
Dad's crossing. Okay, we gotta go. We'll go to Strawberry. That's what you said, right?
Yep.
Just head to Strawberry.
Yep, headed to Strawberry. And you can take us there if you think you can do that without using your map.
Oh, this should be fine. Would I have to assume that using the railway line is off the hill?
You can use the railway, it's there for a reason.
Okay.
Oh, howdy, folks. Sorry. Yeah, they were just in, like, our blind corner off to the right somewhere, so...
The coffee was worth the $18.
Yep. I'd say so. I usually give her around, well, anywhere between 30 and 50. Just because I want to support her business. And also it's some damn good coffee, so why not?
What did they put in this?
I don't think Miss Phyllis will ever tell us what she puts in there.
I think there's a blood sacrifice involved.
I really hope not.
I think Phyllis goes to a secret temple. She puts that, you know, those coffee beans on an altar.
Sure.
And there she will sacrifice maybe a deer or a goat.
Maybe.
Or maybe someone's horse.
That'd be very...
All for good tasting coffee, and you know what? I support her business. Coffee so good you'd kill for it. That should be her slogan.
Maybe, maybe not. Some people might take her up on that.
I think people like coffee that much they'll kill for it.
I think people would just kill for something, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they'd mind too much what it is, as long as they get to, you know, do a murder.
Well, I think we should pick it up a bit.
Picking it up, heard?
What would Phyllis chant?
What would Phyllis chant?
Yeah, to, you know, bless the coffee beans.
I have no idea.
This is something I need to find out. It's an interesting business model.
Well, if you ask extremely politely whenever she's not hurt, maybe she'll sing.
She sings? Oh, she sings through the coffee beans. That makes the coffee beans happy. This is all starting to come together.
Hmm. We're gonna have to stop by Rig Station to let Law know about that.
That might be the law that just rode up on him.
Well,
we'll send the tip anyway.
Yeah, we'll send the tip anyway, because we... Like, I don't know, I wasn't gonna stop to verify.
I definitely seen some hands up and I overheard something like you are making a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Or something along that nature.
Let's pick it up just a little more.
Yep. In fact, I think we should
probably do a gallop, actually.
Do a full pace.
Although I don't think our
That was
horses will
Flatneck
gallop
Station,
on
right?
here. That was Flatneck, yep.
Okay. I'm gonna send a tip to Riggs. Do you want to send in the tip?
Yep, I will do. Nope. Wait, that was the wrong way. It's this way. Flatneck. Yeah, it was. Cool. Always like to double check. Alright, that tip is in.
Okay. Get back to Strawberry. Looks like there's bandits around.
Yep.
Wasn't that the same people we saw leaving the roads? It looked like the same wagon.
Yeah, it was the same carriage that was leaving. At least Miss Phyllis might have caught a break. Whoa. Right. My TeamSpeak is crashing. That's why I'm getting so laggy. Oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, I know TeamSpeak has crashed. I'm trying to resolve that. God damn. I'm getting some really, really bad lag because of that crash. Oh my god. I mean, anybody would be welcome to join the Rangers. We have the most recruits we've ever had, so now is kind of the time to do it, right? Right. Right. Please hold on. I'll be right
been
back
sent.
with you. Howdy, howdy. Glad you are well again. Wait. Did I send him a telegram? I don't remember. God damn it.
She told me.
Nope.
I know we had a lot of siblings. I didn't know they'd all be here.
Think it might work for your current character, but you don't want to force it? Let RP drive that decision.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let RP drive the whole dang thing.
No, no, no. I'm not
That's
accepting
actually
this.
closer.
Yeah, it's pretty
No,
close, isn't it?
I'm not
Haley,
accepting
Henry.
this.
Okay.
She's a Davenport, which means she's part William, which means she is a William.
No.
Oh, still doing that.
Yeah.
She's more of a William than you are.
I mean, every Henry is more of a Henry than you. You don't even go by Henry.
Look, just because I don't go by Henry doesn't mean it's not my first legal name.
When has anyone ever called you Henry? Like, maybe besides, like, in a nice way. This is in a nice way, but usually it's because you're in trouble. Your mother, or like Nadia, maybe.
I think some people do call me Henry over Hal in the Crossing. There's a few, a very few, and I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest.
I only get
Someone
called.
wanted to put a daddy on my shoulders.
I only ever get called William by my mother, right? My dad has always called me Willie, right? And because my dad is also known as my dad is also a William. So
That's why I go by Hal. My dad's Henry.
Oh, you are? Huh. How many generations of Henry are you then?
I'm just a junior, second generation.
You're just a junior. See, I'm a fifth. I'm a fifth generation William.
How far has that guy run with a cougar on his back?
I don't know. You can put it on.
He's leading his whole hill on
That's-
is following him. He's carrying a cougar.
That's some crazy exercise.
Well,
maybe.
I feel like I need to lay down, but I appreciate you taking me out for patrol today.
Absolutely. Do you have maybe 2 more minutes so I can give you your feedback?
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful.
I'm also gonna put my head down. But good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
It was Jet, that correct?
Yeah, it's Jet.
Okay. Good to meet you, Jet. I'm sorry that I had to run off on taking you out, but we did find the person. So.
Oh,
Well, that's good.
not right now, Hal.
I'm sure
just
we'll have
because
more
you've
opportunities
obviously
later
said you are going to bed, but at some point I need to talk to you about something. It's not like important, and it's not really ranger related either. So
I
but
have
just-
about 20 minutes. You want to talk now?
if you need to go to bed, I'm not going to hold you up. Like I say, it's not an important conversation. So I just know that I need to speak to you about something at some point.
You are
Right.
definitely grounded.
Jet, do you want to waddle over here with me for a bit?
Okay.
Hal's here, you're here. Just get it done, buddy.
No, but if he wants to go to bed,
He just told you he's got 20 minutes.
Come on, let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna speak quietly, so it's just between us.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, firstly, I want to say that you did really well on your navigation. There's a lot of first-day recruits that I've seen that definitely don't do quite as well, so I was well pleased with that. Did very well on your call-outs, timely and accurate. You know, you might have had the one slip up, but I mean, heck, I slipped up so many more times when I first was a recruit. So, yeah, I'd say that was really good as well. Your wellness check was really good. Obviously, we'll get you to run a few more of those probably along your training. Just a matter of getting used to them, really. And yeah, it was also nice to see that you'd already seen and been to a couple of our towers. I mean, obviously, the main one that you'll be at and that you'll see is the one behind us, the main ranger station here in Strawberry. But yeah, it was good.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Now, we'll probably want to take you to the rest of the towers at some point as well, just so that you know all of the locations and you know how to get there. Yeah, I'd say keep to your philosophy of staying off the roads and learning how to navigate that way. It will definitely help you on search and rescues. And yeah, it's been a pleasure riding with you.
No, you as well. You're a good teacher.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying so.
Well, yep, I'm gonna have to lay down. That was very tiring.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll probably be on another patrol again soon.
Absolutely. Well, until then, rest well.
You as well. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Take care.
Paperwork time. More paperwork for me.
Enjoy.
Oh yeah,
Actually, I'm gonna pass out back here.
Alrighty.
You know there's a hotel in town, right? Or the welcome center.
I'm a ranger recruit. I can't afford a hotel.
Jet, the welcome center has rooms just
Oh, is that?
upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah,
it
if
does.
you go upstairs in the welcome center, there's a few rooms there.
You'll at least be comfortable. Beats the shit out of hay.
You know, I'm pretty sure I could afford a room in the Strawberry Hotel when I was a recruit. Mind you, I'd done a bit of ranch work, so I had my own bolt and horse and everything else by the time I started. So
Well, he went for, I think, an automatic. Or, no, not an automatic. What am I saying? He went for a repeating shotgun above anything else, which is a very interesting choice. Didn't even have a horse earlier today.
right. So he bought himself a repeating shotgun before he bought himself a horse.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Right. So we'll need to keep it close. Oh, fuck's sake! All right.
Henry is very funny. I love him too. Alright, where are you, you little sneak? Jet.
Blackwater should be an easy one. I'll go do it.
Alrighty, thank you. Please don't be Atticus, that's all I'm asking. Alright, I don't know if I get to check off any of these. Yep, I don't know. And if I don't know, I don't touch it. What was done? Please ask the next stranger you see. You're off duty. I know, I was more internally dialoguing, that's all. You're fine.
Are you gonna be around for a while?
A little bit, but not too much longer.
All right. Well, then I'll just give the doctors these vials later. So if they come looking for me or the vials, just let them know I'll be back around later.
Alrighty, will do. We took him to Manzanita. Riggs. Emerald. And... See, I want to say Scarlet Meadows Tower, but it's technically Boulder Glade. Callouts. And wellness checks. As well as a few wildlife dens along the way. Areas for improvement. How can this recruit improve? I think it's mainly a confidence thing. Yeah. Needs a bit more confidence. That will come with time. The coolest on thread. Times to get into the routine. Might need to be quizzed on threat assessment a few more times to get into the routine. Was there anything else, actually? I don't think so. Ways to improve. I think that's it. And I will check with the next ranger I see whether or not I can check anything. Howdy.
How's it going?
How are you?
right. You.
That's a start. Yeah. No longer in a splint and such. So yeah.
Yeah, you look more vibrant than the last I saw you.
Yeah. Being out of that dumb room definitely helped. Alrighty, enjoy playing Rust.
I got your telegram.
Alright, that's good. I wanted to make sure you were one of the first to know.
Yeah, I had no need to feel sorry about not being there for Harriet. You needed your rest. I didn't take it personally at all.
Alright, well, you know me, I worry, so.
Yeah, I know. I know. I just spoke to Jillian.
Okay.
And Detective Glass. About everything with Imogen and
Okay, how did that go?
about as good as you'd imagine.
Wholly dissatisfying, then.
Yeah, and inconsequential.
I'm sorry.
It is what it is. I let the Deputy Glass know my whole story, every last drop. Whatever anyone thought of me, now the law knows. And as for Jillian, I'm not going to be there on Saturday for the memorial.
That's alright, I understand.
So she read the will ahead of time for me.
Alright.
I won't spoil the details. You can hear for yourself.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
That's okay. Sometimes, you run out of anything to say, and that's okay. You don't have to apologize for anything like that.
Can I ask you something?
Of course you can.
When I arrived in Blackwater the other day, and I asked the group of you if you had heard about Imogen, you told me no.
Yeah.
Was that the truth or was that a lie?
Well, at the time, I didn't know that she had, left us. So, I didn't know whether you meant about the cougar attack or about her, essentially, as far as I knew, being missing.
Okay.
So, because I didn't want to add anything to your plate that wasn't on there, I said no to see which of the two it would have been?
Okay.
But I didn't really think there was going to be a third option.
Right. I understand.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Because I said you knew, and I was in the heat of my anger and couldn't decipher whether you were telling me the truth or whether you were lying to me, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I just, you were ill, and it all just was a lot real fast.
Yeah, that seems to keep happening.
Yeah. And I don't currently know who I can trust anymore. So I just want to make sure you're not one of those people.
I get that. It's alright. Even had you decided that I was one of those people, I would have understood.
Okay. I don't know where to go from here, Pat. I'm all out of tears to cry and hurt to be hurting. I just kind of feel lost.
Yeah, I get that. I think if it wasn't so easy to just do my job, I think I'd be right in the same boat with you, to be honest. I wouldn't know what to do or where to go.
Yeah.
But maybe you don't need to know that right this second. Maybe it's okay to take a bit of time to figure it out.
Yeah, I guess that's the one thing she left me. Was the freedom of time to figure it out.
Well, while you're figuring it out, if there is anything at all that I can do, let me know.
I will. I will, Pat.
Alright.
If you could do me a favor.
Yeah?
If you end up coming across the Bound to the Bayou book,
Mm-hmm.
I would like that back.
Alright, if I come across it, I'll ask for it back.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the least I could do.
I love you, Pat.
Love you too, Atticus. Cut yourself a little bit of slack here and there. Be kind as much as you can. I mean, I'm one to talk, but still. Just pretend there's a little me in your head trying to encourage you and be kind to you.
Yeah, I'll do that. Hopefully soon we'll have brighter days to just sit and be this jigsaw puzzle of a family that we are.
Yeah.
Until then, I think I need to go clear my head.
Okay. That's all right. You have my telegram. You know where I lay my head. You know where I work. So
Yeah. I know how to find you.
Exactly.
Be safe today.
I will be extra careful. I am in no hurry to do anything silly.
Alright, I'll see you around.
Alright, see you around. Please be careful out there, okay?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Appreciate you.
Okay, I'm so glad I got up at 3 a.m.
Yes. I tell you what, Henrietta, I admire you. I admire your preparedness, though. I do. I do very much so.
I'm so happy. Yeah.
If you need it,
yeah.
We've met once before. Funnily enough.
Did I
we
swear
have.
at you? I call you a dummy?
No, you were fishing in Van Horn and got hurt, and I came and picked you up.
Yeah, I was hiding out from a crazy lady.
Yes,
crazy lady was gonna try to kill me.
You were the seer or somebody, right?
No, not that motherfucker. She's about as crazy as a wet fart in a paper bag. No,
Cheers,
not
by
her.
the way.
Well, which crazy lady was it?
It's Evangeline Thorne and all of them.
Oh, different one. Right, got you.
Different one. Oh, she's way worse. Yeah, Sarah ain't gonna do nothing but pull out her big old crystal ball and bullshit at you.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one will cut you up.
Yeah.
Know what I prefer?
Yeah. Well, I'm Senior Ranger William Pugsley. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleased to meet Senior Ranger William Pugsley.
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 Like the dog. Like the dog.
Like a dog.
Yeah, like Pugsley. Yeah.
All right, Pugsley. Very nice to meet you, Pugsley.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah.
I think you know a friend of mine quite well, Sadie Parker.
Sadie Parker. Yeah, she's my NOK. I love her.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
Bless her. She's great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is terrific. I'm
If
so happy.
you need to go to bed, all right, get some rest. Just get straight back in there, all right? No one's gonna judge you for it.
Let me just check. Well, there's a fair few. Is there many folks on duty?
There's enough of us. There's enough of us. There's
usually I do I try and do the shift of the. I don't know what shift I try and do later on. Earlier on, who knows what I do. But okay, so there was. You know, I'm so far advanced in my time. I just go way advanced for everything.
I really admire it, Henrietta. I do. I really admire it. But yes, you are 1 month early for the Ranger meeting.
I know. I got so excited because I got the green. You know.
And congratulations, by the way. You did deserve it.
I don't know about that. I think y'all are crazy, but still.
All right. Everybody thinks that when we get the green.
We're all. You want to know the secret? You want to know the secret?
I do. Take me around the corner and show me your secret.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
that's inappropriate. It could be inappropriate.
No, that's not what you don't hear every day.
What? Oh.
The secret
yes,
I
around
was
the
going to
corner
tell
here
you.
or where? Yes, I'm listening.
The secret I was going to tell you is that we're all a little crazy.
Oh, that's it. That is the secret. That
Yeah.
you're all fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That isn't.
I don't know
It's
what
no
you were
secret.
thinking I was going to show you, but no,
I don't know. I thought it might be something more interesting. Every motherfucker is crazy in the crossing. That's like saying water's wet, ain't it, Mr. Beardy? Hey, what you think?
Which
And
Mr.
not far off. I'm
Mr. Beardy
Pat
here.
Riley, by the way. Ranger Pat
Pat
Riley.
Riley. Ranger Pat Riley? I'm not Ranger Pat Riley. I'm Ranger Henrietta Callahan.
Ranger Henrietta Callahan. I like the sound of that.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, sweetheart. I used to be senior conductor with the Saints Crossing Transit Authority for 18 months. During that period of time, I was robbed 52 times, assaulted 13, and kidnapped twice. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Yes, I know. Are you now? Does it now make sense the way I am?
No,
Does it now?
I understand entirely. I do. I do.
Now you know. Now you know why.
Well, I've also been kidnapped twice, so...
Once in the last few days.
Yeah.
Shit.
Once last weekend.
Was they going to throw you off a cliff or put your face in a fire?
No, they took me to a cabin in Tortree, stripped me of all my clothes, and attempted to rob a bank as me, whilst I was attacked by a pack of wolves that entered said cabin, whilst I was bound to the bed in there.
Okay, not the answer I expected. Not the answer I expected. I was not expecting that answer. No, I ain't getting naked for anyone. Ain't gonna happen.
Well, they had me at gunpoint. I didn't have too much of a choice.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know Miss Henrietta. I have spat on the bastards. I spat on them. Not a good move.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's perhaps
not
not
a
the
good
wisest
move.
move in that particular situation.
Yeah, very stupid.
Anyone taking this Western Hennigan's tip?
Yeah.
I am not. I've got some paperwork to do. So
I'd like to go. I'll put myself on duty.
Yeah, go for it. I've just got...
You have to go with me. I'm still a baby.
Yeah, Pat can do it. No,
Pat!
it's fine.
Come, it's okay. Who wants? I'll go by myself. Western Hennigan. Where the fuck is it? Do I have a special thing I gotta look at? Where's my
do you have the border map?
What?
Do you have our border map?
Border map. I think
Have you
so.
been shown? Have you been shown the clipboard yet? And everything?
I looked at it from
Western Hennigan's, where the
It's
fuck
okay.
is it?
I gotta spend some time to go through it. That's what I should really be doing. Hennigan's, Western Hennigan. I don't know. We'll just different map like the Transit Authority had its own, a special transit map.
Yeah, I think you're right,
Western
Militia.
Hennigan's. Western Hennigan's.
Let me
Hennigan's
fetch you
dead.
over a map.
Okay. That's my over map.
There you go.
Cute.
That particular map has got all of the regions marked out on it.
Okay. Sure. God damn it. Okay.
Western Hennigan's is
Western Hennigan's
is well, it's west of McFarlane's Ranch.
West of McFarlane's Ranch. Okay. So,
South
yes,
of
I'm looking
trees
at the
and
the tall trees.
Does
Yeah.
one of you
Okay.
two want to go with her?
Yeah, I'm going.
No, I'm fucking alright. Don't worry. Let me get my shit together. It's okay.
Henrietta, you're gonna be better if you go with somebody anyway.
Okay, go
So-
with someone. Let's go. Look at your watch. 4:34 in the A. No, not the AM. Haha, the PM.
What has just happened?
I don't know. I'm still trying to process the avalanche of words that just occurred.
I'm so confused.
I'm just stunned.
She seems a character.
Very well put. Very well put indeed. Hooey. Right. Well, on a slightly different topic, when it comes to the recruit paperwork, because I took recruit Jet Campbell out today on like a basic patrol.
Yep.
Showed him a couple of towers, taught him about callouts, bush calls, formations, rules of engagement, wellness checks, and that. At what point do we tick anything off? Because I feel a bit like maybe I shouldn't.
Hold on. Because I've heard there's been a change to feedback, but I'm not
Okay.
too sure. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
So you're on about Jet's feedback, right?
Yes.
So what have you shown him on the patrol?
So on the patrol, I took him to a couple of the towers, specifically Manzanita. We didn't go to Emerald itself. We looked at it from Emerald Station.
Okay.
And then the tower in Scarlet Meadows.
Oh, the Lemoyne Tower.
The Lemoyne Tower, yep.
And I see here that you taught them formations, bush calls, call-outs, rules of engagement, and bonus checks, right?
Yes.
Right. Do you feel like they have a good understanding of bush calls from when you taught it them?
I feel like he does, yeah. I mean...
Then you tick it off, and that's simply it. The thing is, with things like bush calls, the things with like bush calls, for example, because bush calls are really simple, I tick it off after the first time I've taught it to somebody. So if I take somebody on a big Valley Basics patrol and I'm showing them like everything, because bush calls is one of the easier things to show people, I'll tick it off there, because there's no point in us going over bush calls 100 times. It's pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. So you just tick it off. Something like knowledge on wellness checks. If you think that in the couple of patrols you've taken on, they've got a good grasp of wellness checks, tick it off. That's kind of it, really. A lot of it is, do you feel like that they are ready to be ticked off on it? You know, it sounds maybe a little bit silly, but you know, if you feel confident in the fact that they've got it, right, tick it off. And then at least then if somebody else takes them, you know, on a search and rescue or a patrol or whatever, and they don't feel like maybe that they have a good grasp on it, then we can always just go back later and amend it and just teach that person again.
Alrighty, okay.
Now, obviously, you know, things like basic navigation knowledge, that's a bit different, because obviously that covers taking them to all the towers. So that one's a bit more straightforward, because we know when that's going to be signed off.
Yeah, same with the mock search and rescue. I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't want to tick something off and then, you know, have somebody be
no, you're absolutely fine. You're absolutely fine. Honestly, I will often generally tick off formation call out knowledge, because it says knowledge specifically and not the skill. So I will tick off that they have knowledge of it after the first patrol. I will, because at that point they do, but it's just about them remembering to do it and repeating it and getting better at it. But it's just personal choices, that is.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, thank you.
That's all right.
$52 robbers in 18 months is less than one a week. I mean, that's still pretty bad. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that that Jet will do quite well with the training. He seems to pick things up quite quickly.
Good. If you're confident, then I'm confident in it.
He told me about a practice of his that he did, I don't know, just kind of for fun, for his own gain. because he said everybody keeps using roads and maps and such, and he wanted to get around the crossing as quickly as possible without using roads and without using maps. So that's what he's been doing, at least around where he lives. So I just told him that's actually really good. That's a very good skill to have for when you do search and rescue. So keep building on that. You know, try a new region every now and then.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. He also expressed interest in herbs and herbalism or herbology, whatever you call it. So at that point, I told him that we have ranger paths, and one of them is the Path of the Stag that deals with that. So it might be something to look forward to.
It's good. I like that you're kind of giving them thoughts for the future. I do. I like when they things to look forward to when they get their green poncho. I like that.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just
gonna say.
You first. You first.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm just taking a breath now.
Right, I was gonna say that that kind of thing is what is gonna keep people in the grey poncho for longer, and it's gonna keep them motivated and thinking, well, you know, when I get my green poncho, I can start working on this and that and that and that. So, yeah.
And what I was gonna say was that the reason I did that mainly was because I figured that if they got a little bit of insight of what might await them after they get their green, they just might feel, you know, more motivated to put effort in and to keep showing up to get to that point.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I think that's it. It's about keeping recruits motivated, and we keep them motivated by giving them feedback, writing feedback about them, you know, and then when they come on duty, us being active and proactive, I should say, and checking that feedback and taking them out and helping them improve on the areas that they might know that they're not very good at, you know, because that does happen. And, you know, if you get to, you know, if you really get to know these recruits, you know, and you'll have probably found it when you're a recruit, you know, you'll have had rangers you'll have ridden with who will have said, okay, well, what do you feel like is your weaknesses?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And you go, well, I don't think I'm very good at this. And they go, okay, well, we're going to work on that today. Being able to sit down and listen to what a recruit wants to get better at is how you're going to become a better teacher.
Solid advice, thank you.
Yeah, it's all right. I love teaching people. It's probably quite obvious, but it's probably my favorite part of this job.
Yeah, it's slightly noticeable.
Yeah, and being able to look at rangers that I've taught and see where they've gone and see who they've become. You know, Therese is my masterpiece. I was involved in training Therese quite heavily. And look at her now, she's a game warden.
And a damn fine one at that.
Exactly. And, you know, knowing that I had involvement in helping that person get to where they are now, it's the biggest prize of them all. It's bigger than any black poncho, it's bigger than game warden, it's bigger than any of it for me.
That is very good, I like that. Showing that senior ranger potential.
It's good to see your arms healed, by the way.
Yeah, it took a good while there, but despite that little tingle in my mind that kept bugging me to do stupid things, well, what the doctors would call stupid things.
Yeah.
I listened instead and, well, healed sooner rather than later, so I guess it comes to show that listening to the doctors really does pay off.
That it does.
So maybe next time I'm dealing with an annoying injury, I'll be a bit more patient, given that we have this result today.
You know, for all the people who give me shit about being on duty when I'm injured or anything like that, when do you ever actually see me put a green poncho on when I'm injured? And when do you ever see me actually clock into duty when I'm injured? You don't.
No, you don't. The most you ever do is stand up here
Paperwork.
and catch up on paperwork, yeah.
Yeah. Because I can always do paperwork. As much as Therese hates me doing it, I can always do paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna sit and waste my time doing nothing. If I can be useful, even still with an injury, I will be useful even with an injury. That I will.
I feel that. I mean, heck, there were a couple of times when I just came to see everybody when my arm was busted, and I volunteered to do everybody's paperwork just so I had something to do. But they said
And
no.
to be honest, if to be honest, like, you know, if you're capable of doing the paperwork and somebody wants you to do it, as long as you do the paperwork right, there's no problem there. And, you know, there's in my eyes, there's no problem there. Ultimately, you know, in your case, you had a broken arm. In that case, just don't. You know, just don't. Just stay away. I say stay away, but you know, just you know, keep your arm, let your arm heal, and work on it. And that's, you know, I only broke my arm a few weeks ago myself, right? You know, so I understand that all too well and how painful it is, first of all, but also the healing process isn't fun either. You can't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. It's been pretty annoying.
It is. It is. Howdy, Emmett.
Howdy, howdy.
Do you guys know anything about the ranger with the wolf sample? You know if that was taken care of?
I do know who that is. Hold on.
Yeah, he said he would give it to one of you all. I can also just telegram him, but...
Yeah, he didn't... I don't think he ended up giving us that. Let me check the boxes, though, to be sure.
But how are you, Pugsley?
Are you on duty? Oh, you are. I see the sash. I'm all right. I actually do need to get some stitches removed. Thinking about it, if that if that's a possibility.
I've unfortunately come up empty.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Well, I mean, it's not the best case scenario, but if he noticed signs of rabies on it, I'm sure it's true, but, yeah, are you all aware that you guys can just take him down to Saint Denis? Or just give him off to one of us, but...
We are now.
Yep, we are
Okay.
now. I don't know exactly where in Saint Denis, but...
Yeah, well, it's just the medic office. Just let us know, and,
Good luck, looking forward to driving.
Yeah.
Can't speak English today.
Howdy.
Howdy,
Bye,
Pugsley.
Haley. Bye, Haley.
Hi, Pugsley. Bye,
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to double check just to see if it was,
Where's the ranger you two were at?
Sal.
Sal.
Where is Sal?
He just went to the telegram
Telegram.
station.
Oh, right. Okay.
Found a woman that got beat up by locals in Saint Denis.
We left him in Bulger Creek or Bulger Glade.
Yeah, left him there at the tower. There forever.
He wasn't up to snuff.
Oh, are you deciding that now, are you?
Yeah, retroactively.
Yeah.
But yes,
Alright.
I'll be sure to pass that information on, Emmett, that we can pass on pass on things to Saint Denis. Is there somewhere specific we take it to, or?
I would just drop it off at the office, medic office in Saint Denis, and
Okay.
then just to be sure, and we can, check it off on our paperwork. Just
Send a
us-
telegram in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do.
And then other than that, yeah, I think we're all good. I need to read up. I'm assuming there ain't no real updates besides this current one, but
Far as I'm aware, no.
all right.
Mange.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's good to know. All right, I'll keep a quick note of that. But yeah,
Do I look like I need a coffee, sir?
Yeah, look like shit.
Where the?
No. Davenport gave me coffee, but I just bought one, and she said maybe you might like one. So
Took me a moment to realize you're on about Haley and not William.
yeah, they're all just Davenport to me.
Oh, that's not going to make things confusing at all. If I shout Davenport and two people turn around. Potentially three if the deputy's around as well. If their
I don't
cadet
really,
brother was around.
I don't really call William. I just call him Davenport. So
Well, you're not a William, so you know.
Mhm.
It's understandable.
Is that?
So what you do now?
Anyway,
Is that-
can I come and get these stitches removed, Emmett?
Oh my goodness.
It is good to goddamn see you in the ring. How are you?
Well, shoot.
How you doing, Pat? Good to see you back in the green.
Yeah. Finally done with my arm being splintered and stuff, so doing much better now.
Did you end up using a medical bag back there, by the way? I did. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, yeah, you slapped my hand away there, so.
Yep, sorry, brother.
It's fine. Oh,
There you go.
Thank you for the chocolate. Appreciate it.
I've been the last 12 days in a row. I've been picking up that card over there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have 12 playing cards. It's really that. I mean, it's a pretty cool story, I know, but that's it.
I mean, somebody just keeps leaving their damn card there, and you know, is it somebody just leaves cards out of a deck just sitting there for you to pick up? Like,
yep.
Okay, well, that's a little game they're playing with you. That's something.
Now I just like to check, see if I can pick up a card today.
Oh yeah. Something to look forward to when you wake up in the morning, huh?
Yep.
That's right.
You boys need any stew or anything like that? I just bought a couple of stews.
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
No, actually, I think this chocolate bar will hold me over whenever I do get a little peckish. So appreciate it.
Pat, you all right?
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
All right, I suppose I'll write some goddamn fucking feedback.
That's right. You're right, that feedback.
Well, while you enjoy that, I'm gonna call it a day, so.
Who the hell did I have with me the other day? And I didn't know what was going on. I just ticked him off on just about everything. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Johnny
Alright.
Borsk.
I
Yeah,
see.
shit.
I see.
I need to double. When I see him next, I need to double check that he actually knows what I've ticked him off on.
Gosh, if he just didn't
I'm
do it.
so tired.
That's fair.
I also had 5 recruits with me at one stage,
yeah.
so I
That'll do it.
was struggling to keep up with who
Who's
did
who?
what, who was doing what, who was where, and I was just ticking people off left and right.
That's pretty funny.
It was his first day too, so and I ticked him off of just about everything but mocks and but the search and rescues and the towers.
Knows everything.
Knows everything instantaneously.
He
He's
actually
just
might.
Ready for the green right now. Give it to him.
Oh, Mac, you have been to every tower too, haven't you?
I have been, yes.
Anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Please be safe out there.
You too. Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pugsley's a good egg. Very good egg. That's interesting. Did really good today, Orpheus. Thank you. Yeah. You did good. You rest well, okay? I'm gonna try to do the same. You know what this means. Alright, this is gonna be a short one. I finally got to do a bit of range run today. Felt good. Felt familiar finally. And then, I took a recruit out on a patrol. That was pretty much all I did, but still. It was nice to pass on some of the knowledge that was passed to me. Felt pretty good. I'm worried about Atticus a bit, but I think I'm always going to be worried about him. He seemed to be under the impression that I knew about Imogen before he was told. I don't recall that being a thing. So I don't know. That whole day is just kind of a blur anyway. If I did know, I don't now. And well, I don't know. Now I'm just doubting that whole damn day. And that makes me worried about how my brain's doing. So, I'm just gonna, for my own sanity, I'm gonna presume that my brain is perfectly fine and that I remember it the way it happened. Because otherwise, well, in all fairness, otherwise I might be slowly going insane. I don't think I could handle that. And that's where we're gonna end. Dear Diary, yeah, essentially. Essentially. Alrighty, but before I fully end... Oh, brother. Let me find us somebody to raid, shall I? What do we got? What are we working with? Bum 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 bum. Thanks for the locale to lurk most of the afternoon. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for lurking most of your afternoon. I appreciate that quite a lot. Alrighty, let us check the has route. No way. Murgles is streaming? That's Jillian. Fuck yeah. We're gonna go say hi to Murgles. She plays Jillian. She has been a very close friend of the entire book club. So yeah, when you get there, say something to the tune of Chaotic Raid. I would very much appreciate that. In the meantime, thank you all for the follows. I appreciate you. I may not have read out your names, but I promise you I am quite happy that you did follow. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you to all of my viewers. Thank you to the chatters. You guys are amazing. A double extra special thanks to the chatters, obviously, because you guys keep the chat active, keep me engaged, and that makes the whole stream better for everybody. So thank you so heckin' much. I appreciate the hell out of you. And yeah, that is where I am going to pop off the screen. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, please take very good care of yourselves. If you have anything at all to spare, take care of those around you. And I will catch you in the next stream. Love you, bye.